A massive thank you to Stephen, Rizzy, IBA, Hal, and Super Sam for subscribing to the channel. If you want to be featured in these clips, make sure you subscribe down below. Hello everyone, and welcome back guys to a brand new video, where today we're here back with round 6 of Season 3 of the F1 2021 My Team Career Mode, and hopefully this weekend we're going to get some big upgrades getting ready on the car there. Currently, before we head into this one, I think we've got no more upgrades in the works, but if you notice, it's 22nd of June. There's a big chassis upgrade coming in. So fingers crossed that one all goes on all properly. And we will therefore be able to try and get some upgrades on the car. Some major upgrades as well, though. I think this is going to be the key to trying to get us to the top.
The fabrication process. We'll have them with us for the next Grand Prix.
Didn't know we had any parts coming in, but there's a meeting in the chassis department. So, we want to test an initiative to improve staff morale by reducing work hours slightly, giving them a more scheduled time in the day to unwind and make use of the gym facilities. We'd probably trial this in a single department first, but how does that sound? So we either can... Less time working will hurt productivity, but we'll take a 20% morale boost for a minus 750 R&D points, I think.
The department appreciate it.
That seems fair in my eyes as well there. But, yeah, let's carry on then and see if we get everything else all sorted on the car. Is that chassis upgraded? There we go. So that's all sorted, so we're not going to waste any more time. I'm going to try and put a couple of major upgrades on the car. We can go with the master cylinder. That should be done ready for just in the nick of time for Silverstone, so it's a good job I got that sorted now. We can also go with a hydraulics upgrade as well, and again, should be just in the nick of time ready for Silverstone, and then we can't do anything else at the moment there. You can see the last couple of upgrades that should max out the chassis here, so those upgrades could take us ahead of McLaren as well in the coming weeks. Can we do any others? We've got 1,000 R&D points still to spare. I don't think so, unless there's something going on. I think, yeah, all the last upgrades are like 2,000 R&D points there, so we're not going to be able to do anything there. Can we go with anything on the durability front? Oh, no, we can go with the turbo reliability as well, so we'll do that ready for Silverstone in a couple of race weekends as well there. Title-wise, though, at the moment, it is Lando Norris who leads the way ahead of Daniel Ricciardo there. The ever-consistent Charles Leclerc, 1 point ahead of Hamilton, who has finally jumped ahead of his teammate Yuki Tsunoda. We're sat in 6th, Button's in 9th. Team is 4th overall in the championship as well. Fingers crossed this weekend we can have a good run of form. Paul Ricard has often been a good track for me as well here, as we're actually going to change the ICE over to the second one as well before the weekend. Yeah, let's get into it here from Paul Ricard. Well, heading out the final corner of our track acclimatization lap, we've always gone well on Paul Ricard on F1 2021, so fingers crossed we can maintain that momentum.
Now let's try for purple. You'll get a bonus for consistency if you can chain good corners together.
And for the second week in a row, we just miss out on purple. Come on, Giovinazzi, get out of the way, man. Don't want to be stuck behind you for the rest of the lap, also trying to do our ERS practice. To the outside, towards turn 10. Surely Gio backs out of this. We shouldn't really be racing like this in FP1, but we are. We have got round the Italian there as the back end getting really loose, actually, through there. So might have to up the ride height. At the final corner, though, despite all that, it is going to be a nice, easy purple score. Let's get into qualifying. Right, well, wasn't expecting this ready for qualifying then for the French Grand Prix. Our first wet quali of the year, I want to say. I'm pretty certain it is here, but yeah, this is going to be a testing one then. See what we can do in the car over the course of one lap in the intermediate conditions. Not meant to rain for the race, so I've geared the setup still way towards that. But yeah, going to be intriguing to see then how we get on. Don't think we've really done any wet running at all so far this year, unless I'm forgetting some glaring omission. But yeah, going to be a tough test. We head down in towards fun a couple of corners of the lap though. Let's see what we're going to be able to get out of the car. Just really trying to get it rotated through there. It's weird. The track doesn't seem that wet. You want to brake at the exact same times as you would in the dry. But you don't have to brake noticeably earlier, but it's definitely still a little bit earlier on the brakes. We've got yellow flags out through turn 1. Not too sure what that's about. First lap is a 37 there between Verstappen and Stroll. Might be good enough, but we'll go for one more. Oh, a few minutes later, then the rain does seem to be easing up with just 5 minutes to go of qualifying. So now it's going to be a very difficult call whether we want to do this lap or whether the track's going to get dry enough to maybe go into some dries for our final run-in of the session here. I do love a changeable conditions qualifying, but it could be out to screw us this weekend. We'll have to wait and see. I'll see how far up we are on this lap. If at all, of course, by the end of it. Track might be getting a bit too dry for the inters, but not quite quick enough for the dries to be effective. Oh yeah, no, this is definitely going to be faster. This lap is definitely going to be clear of our first. There was already quarter of a second up by the end of Sector 1. Just so much more grip now. Well, I say that. Ooh, understeering, oversteering everywhere at the moment. Keep it pointing in the right direction, Matt. There we go. That's what we like to see heading out to the Mistral Straight there. We've thrown away a couple of tenths, but we're in one piece and we're facing the right way still. Heading down in towards the final couple of corners. We're going to be about 6 tenths up here. But is it going to be enough to make it through into Q2? It should be. We're still P16 at the moment. So it's a case of whether everyone else does improve there. We lose a bit of time out of the final corner. Down towards the line though. What's it going to be? It puts us up to 13th place there. So not far out of safety. But hopefully safe enough as no one else seems to be coming back out yet. Oh, there we go then. A little bit of a scare at the end of the session. JB still a master in the wet, it would appear. Up in P3 there, but we do make it through into Q2 there with a pretty sloppy lap at very best. There was easily another half a second at least on the table, but yeah, your usual suspects out in Q1. Let's get into Q2. Well, blue skies suddenly again here for Q2 for the French Grand Prix. That's what we like to see, so now the car should come alive again. Got to see if Jenson Button's pace is the same as it was in Q1 there, because he might be an absolute rocket ship this weekend. Could maybe, just maybe be on for his first podium back in the world of Formula 1 as well. There we had a good battle out last time round, of course, at the Canadian Grand Prix. But yeah, now we need to try and see if we can get through into Q3 here. Done one better than we did last weekend, but we really did struggle for qualifying pace. Oh, only a tenth up on Bottas at the end of Sector 2, but Sector 3 is normally where we're pretty quick on F1 2021. Fingers crossed with no errors we can find a bit more time. Oh, that was brave into there. Brave but stupid. It cost us a lot of time, so we can't get anywhere near the apex. At the final corner, down towards start-finish line. What's the time going to be on our first Q2 run? It's a 26.2, so we do go 16th at the moment there. We're definitely going to need another run then. But that lap didn't feel too bad. The AI just so OP. While Jensen currently is 9 tenths faster than me as we head out for our second run in Q2 here. But we need to try and find some time. We need about half a second if we want to be making it through into Q3 at the moment, but that is going to be a very, very difficult half second to find. There were a couple of sloppy errors, though, on our first lap, so fingers crossed as we tuck it through Turn 1 and Turn 2. Already over a tenth up there. That's what we like to see. Ricardo, though, does a 24.3 at the moment, so that is a mega lap from the Australian who wants to try and get back into the lead of the Drivers' Championship after bottling it last weekend. We're really trying to take as much curve as we dare, though, as we head out of Sector 1, out onto the Mistral Straight there, just running over the white line. Charles Leclerc now fast as well. So maybe Ferrari have brought some upgrades this weekend, but we're already 2.5 tenths up as we reach the halfway stage of the lap. 6 tenths up though as we head in towards the final couple of corners. This last sector has really come alive for us. Hopefully no stupid mistakes in the final couple of corners. Get the car to the apex. Get the car over the curb, get the car on the power, activate the DRS, 6 tenths up as we come towards the line. Where are we going to move up to? 12th. Only 12th at the end. That felt like that should have been a Q3 run. Oh, there we go then. So Jenson Button did only sneak it through into Q3 there in the end. But Ferrari, fastest so far in the dry there. First and second at the end of Q2 there. Daniel Ricciardo, Lando Norris. Then you got both Mercedes and both Red Bulls there. So, yeah, we should have been there or thereabouts. We maybe could have snuck through into Q2, but only missing out by 1/10.5. Remember, though, the OP Paul Ricard strat. We're going to be whipping that out today. Maybe, just maybe, with how strong it is. George Russell there in 11th as well. This isn't over. Let's dive in to the French Grand Prix.
Welcome along then to France, host of the world-famous Tour de France. But we're not talking 2 wheels today, we're talking 4, in a country widely thought of as giving birth to the art of motor racing back in the late 1800s. We've come a long way since then, and you're about to find out how far. It's time for the French Grand Prix. Mastering a lap of Paul Ricard means getting to know 15 corners, 6 left and 9 right, for an overall lap distance of 3.6 miles. The 2 halves of the long Mistral Straight are separated by a heavy braking zone into a potential overtaking hotspot at the Chicane Nord. And watch out for the drivers running onto the distinctive coloured stripes, which are low in grip and highly abrasive. With the race minutes away from starting, here's what today's grid rundown looks like. Daniel Ricciardo has a clear view ahead from pole position, and it's Lewis Hamilton alongside. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Norris, Tsunoda, Charles Leclerc and Sainz, Verstappen, Button, Perez and Nikita Mazepin, Russell, Mr. Monaco, Valtteri Bottas and Stroll, Ocon, Gasly, Nicholas Latifi and Guan Yu Zhou, Lundgaard, Schwartzman, Giovinazzi and Mick Schumacher. And with lights out just moments away, it's time to go down to the track.
This is our engine supplier's home Grand Prix. Let's give them a race worth watching.
Hopefully, ready for Season 4. We won't hear that message anymore. Yes, there's already talks with another power unit supplier ready for the next season. But we're ready then here for the French Grand Prix, round 6 of the campaign. And like we said, the OP Strat is going to be coming into action here today for the 3rd season in a row. It's brought us some good results in the past. Can it bring us the same luck here today? We want to go medium, or we want to go hard medium, sorry, even I should say. We're probably going to be making the swap over lap 14, lap 15, there or thereabouts in this Grand Prix as well. But yeah, let's dive into it then here from Circuit Paul Ricard. We need a good clean start heading down towards turn 1, of course, on those harder rubber. Bottas behind us on softs, not too sure why. 5 red lights. And it is going to be lights out. And away we go. Seemingly getting off to a slightly better start than Russell there, but Bottas is going to fly past the pair of us. As we head down towards turn 1, I can tell they were just going to cut across my line. So we head through the first corner there, but it seems like we've got through fairly clean and tidy. Already got an engine warning light up though. What's that for? That is the control electronics. Oh no, the gearbox. Ah, not a wonderful one, but it should hang on over the course of the race here today. Oh, where's Bottas gone? Bottas just... I showed the nose, and he just decided he was not having any of that. So we're straight back up into P12 then of the Grand Prix there. We've got Ocon, the local boy, just behind us there. I'm sure Alpine want a good weekend here as well, but we're not going to let them get a slipstream run on us on lap 1 of this Grand Prix. But we haven't gained anything, we haven't lost anything. Of course, the key is trying to stay in the DRS train of the soft runners. George Russell in that Aston Martin is probably a good guy to follow this weekend. Of course, his teammate Lance Stroll almost won this race twice in a row. Did win it way back in Season 1, so Aston Martin have always had a good track record around this circuit. Perhaps that's why George ended up P11 there behind Mazepin. But yeah, we just need to try and stick with him and hope... Well, I think he's already out the DRS range of the guys in front. But yeah, we can't lose DRS to him, otherwise this race is screwed. Screwed before it even begins. Now we've got some DRS on George Russell. You can see how OP it is here on Paul Ricard, running a little bit deep into the chicane. But yeah, now we just got to try and match that and hope that George doesn't lose too much time to the guys in front. They're going to be boxing in probably between about lap 8 and lap 10. And that's where this race should hopefully start to come our way. A little bit closer to George Russell this time round. I'm not too afraid about trying to get round him if we can in this Grand Prix. But I think him on the mediums, he will probably drag us along a bit better than we can do the other way round. Yeah, well, we'll see how it is for a couple of laps before I do anything stupid. I say that. Russell then goes defensive. Why? Going to be able to get a good run in the middle on the exit of the corner there. Yeah, I think we're just going to have to try and get past him this time round. Up the inside, in towards turn 9. Or turn 10 even, I should say. Russell, though, tries to hang it around the outside there, but nothing we're going to be able to do to give him room there. Oh my, they're in way earlier than I thought they would be in this Grand Prix then. So a load of cars diving in at the end of lap 5 here. That really took me by surprise here at Circuit Paul Ricard. Well, we are going to be up to the points then. I'm into 7th place here. But the AI, yeah, definitely on a 2-stop then. I'm surprised just how early they've had to box. Low more into the pits then at the end of lap 6. A win. I'm going to be able to the podium places here as Perez and Leclerc trying to brave it out just a little bit longer there. Perez always a man that can take his tyres a bit further than most. Drives them like he has to pay for them. But yeah, I've been really surprised as well by how little pressure we've been under from Russell since we got round him as well. I think the Aston Martin driver struggling a bit in the dirty air. He's staying within the 1 second. But yeah, really does not once have had to think, is he going for it? And up into the lead we go on lap 7. You love to see that. Yeah, all those guys going on to mediums though, which is an even better sign. Because effectively now we're in a direct race with them. We got cars further back as well to try and defend with. This is really falling into place early on, but we have only got about a 6-7 second lead. And they're going to have faster tyres pretty much from now until the end. George is definitely starting to get a little bit more aggressive, so we're just having to use a bit more battery to keep him at bay at the moment, keep him sort of at arm's width at this stage of the Grand Prix there. But Stroll and Ocon as well. This could be a massive weekend for Aston Martin. Is Ricciardo now? We'll be able to monitor the gap to him over the next few laps. Gap down to 5.5. And now Hamilton is really close up to the back of this train. As we head on to lap 11 here, he's taking well over a second a lap out of us at the moment. There we go. New fastest lap from the Mercedes. 2 seconds faster than we've got at any point during this Grand Prix. Although I think that was a PB for myself there as well. But George Russell, gap's now starting to go the other way a bit more there. He's almost outside the 1 second window. But yeah, Hamilton might get a bit stuck behind these guys at the moment. And that's good for us. He's probably going to have to pit about the same time we do in this race. But he then might go on to hards to the end. The AI don't tend to be as aggressive on their strategies. As now the gap to Russell goes over a second. We have had some really good pace early on. But I think Hamilton is going to try and move past Sir Lancelot. We saw it happen last season. And Sir Lancelot fights back though. Into the chicane there. So I think, yeah, look at that. The Canadian has held on ahead of the Mercedes, the 9-time Formula 1 World Champion. But yeah, Stroll not having any of it. Oh, and I think now where we've got Russell out of the DRS range here, they might have screwed us because Russell, yeah, has massively fallen back. And Hamilton now up into P3. He's probably going to be able to fly past him pretty soon. But we've got to play our own race. Our whole aim, of course, is get to flag as quickly as possible. And now, yeah, we've got to try and defend from Lewis until the pit window. Oh, there we go. Ocon into the pit lane. Russell, though, holds out. So George Russell's staying out there. Stroll into the pits as well. So Russell's now going to have to try and soak up a lot of pressure here. But we've got 4 Brits in the top 4 for a brief period here at the French Grand Prix there. It's a shame Jenson Button's a little bit further back. Where is our teammate, actually? Having a look on the minimap. Couldn't spot him. Guessing, oh yeah, he's in a huge cluster of cars. Wonderful. We've lost the DRS.
There is a fault to the DRS. You won't be able to open the rear wing. We're working on a fix. Stay out.
That's annoying, but it shouldn't be too critical at this stage of the day. Hopefully it doesn't lead to any bigger issues. Again, a little bit worried about that gearbox. 65% wear there, but the control electronics aren't far behind.
Box. We're coming in this lap.
So team on us in then at the end of lap 14. You can see at the moment we're still setting PBs. So these hard tyres have served us well up to this point, but Hamilton's still 1.3 back. I think he's desperately going to try and get within DRS range this lap, but he won't let him through. And diving through the final sector of the lap then, I wonder if Hamilton and Norris are going to box it in rather soon as well here. Ricciardo is now the big question mark in this Grand Prix. What's he going to be able to do later on, as that is not the line through Sector 3. Into the pits we come though. Hamilton, I think he's followed us in. Yes, he has. So the Mercedes in, Lando Norris as well in this Grand Prix. So it is now going to be a dogfight between us to the end here. Ricciardo stays out. He's going to get a little bit of clear air there. Charles Leclerc in the pits as well. So yeah, we were in like a net P2 in this Grand Prix as well here. Hamilton has come back out. Hopefully we can get a clean, tidy stop and stay ahead of him. Let's just wait and see. Come on, team a bit sluggish.
Exit now.
Nope.
You'll be racing
Have we? No, we've been held up.
Now.
That's the second illegal entry or pit lane exit we've had.
Stay clear of the white line on the exit. We'll receive a penalty for dangerous driving if you cross over into the track.
But that is heartbreaking. Team just not on the ball, trying to get the wheels off the wagon there, and Hamilton has snuck past us. He's on mediums. He must be going to the end of the Grand Prix as well here. And now we've got pressure from Lando behind. We need to stay within the DRS range. And instantly, we have not stayed in the DRS range here. So Lando Norris is going to get a huge run on us as we head down the back straightaway here. What are we going to be able to do against Lando? Oh, he cuts the curb. He gives us the room. We'll return the favour on the exit of the corner there. Bit of wheel spin. This is a great little battle with Lando Norris. But look how much top-end speed the McLaren's got there. We're going to have to slot in behind. We'll get right under his rear wing as we head through turn 10 though. But yeah, simply put, we just don't have enough grunt down the straights. And I forgot, obviously we don't have any DRS still in this Grand Prix there, so even if he had stayed within the 1 second of Hamilton, we would have been completely screwed nonetheless there. Lando Norris pulling away from us as well. Jensen now drops down into a P6 as well here. But yeah, now it's going to be a case of only really sort of finding out where we are again. We're in all the top guys' box. There we go, Button into the pits at the end of lap 16 there. So Hamilton, yeah, we all will move up another couple of places here as Sonoda and Charles Leclerc in as well. Oh, sorry, Carlos Sainz even. So we're going to be back up into 5th place then. We've still got Ricciardo and I'm guessing Sergio out on track at the moment, so we could be running up in the podium places for a brief period, but I don't think it's going to last. Oh, we got yellow flags out. Someone's going slowly. Are they going slowly? Who is it? I think it's the Ferrari. Is it Carlos Sainz? Is it Charles Leclerc? I think it's actually the Aston Martin of George Russell. Yeah, it is. So Russell, I think, has fallen out of the Grand Prix there, and that seems to be an engine failure.
Some information on Russell. They've got a serious car issue. It looks like they're retiring.
Poor old George Russell then out of this Grand Prix there. And like we said, a track that has always served Aston Martin well, but clearly not this year. There we go, top two into the pits as well there. So what is going to be the gap to Daniel Ricciardo, and what tyres is he going on? Surely it's another set of mediums to the end there. Lando Norris, that's a 27.0. There is Daniel Ricciardo. I thought we'd be out a little bit further ahead of him at the moment. But yeah, we have just come out ahead of the Australian here. So he's probably going to fly back past us very, very soon.
By 20.6 seconds.
But 20 seconds ahead of Jensen isn't too bad. But yeah, Ricciardo surely now is going to fly past us there, as there is George Russell's stricken Aston Martin. Feel like we probably are better off just trying to hang on for fourth here rather than applying the pressure and trying to defend from Ricciardo. But we'll wait and see.
A time penalty. It will go against our finishing time at the end of the race.
I barely went over the white line, but Michael Massey does what he wants apparently. And we're now down into fourth, I think, though. We've got DRS back online at least. Let's just double check. The warning light's gone away. There we go, so DRS back online. Love that. It's going to be a tough old battle towards the end now to try and keep Charles Leclerc under that 3 second... Oh, sorry, above that 3 second window even. I should say, of course, if he gets close, we can't really do anything. It's not like a normal defending of the position. Now we've just got to try and keep him at bay here, but try and keep these tyres in good nick to the end. He hasn't taken too much time out of us lap after lap. There is, oh, Carlos Sainz out of the Grand Prix. I thought Ferrari power failures were a thing of the past this series, but apparently not. Carlos Sainz out down in turn 1 there of the French Grand Prix. As we get another warning, we're barely running over the white line. Ricciardo is still setting fastest laps of the Grand Prix with just a few laps to go.
4.1 seconds.
He's got slightly fresher rubber than his teammate Lando Norris, but yeah, he wants to try and get some redemption after losing the title lead after a mistake all by himself. Charles Leclerc is still lapping near enough a second faster than me at the moment, so never mind trying to keep him outside 3 seconds.
Be aware that these tyres need to last till the end of the race.
I mean, we aren't catching the car ahead. Ricciardo, I think, is just putting another fastest lap, hasn't he? But yeah, like I was saying, I think the question might be whether we can even stay ahead of Charles Leclerc, never mind 3 seconds late on in this race.
Be careful, we think you're going to start losing some tyre grip around now.
That's not the message we want to hear.
Front is 6.5 seconds.
Ricciardo, yeah, is surely going to be able to get past Norris soon. But yeah, Charles Leclerc now, gap still coming down, but not by much that lap. There we go, 2 laps to go. The gap to Charles Leclerc down to just 2 seconds now, as Ricciardo still trying to apply the pressure to Lando Norris here. Still hasn't found a way past his young McLaren teammate. But Hamilton, yeah, could be on for his 2nd win of the year. Has Hamilton won a race yet? I think he has, surely. Yeah, no, he won round 2, didn't he, back at Spain. But yeah, only his 2nd race win of the year in 6. Not something we say too often about Lewis Hamilton. Oh, 1 lap to go. Where has Charles Leclerc come from? I didn't think I'd done that badly through the first couple of corners there, but Charles Leclerc has caught me napping in this Grand Prix. I know it doesn't really count for anything, but we're going to try and get past him anyway again on the final lap of this Grand Prix there. But look at how quick that Ferrari is on his slightly newer rubber here at this stage of the day there. Charles Leclerc has been absolutely rapid there. As Ricciardo, has he made the move work on Lando Norris as well in the final lap of this Grand Prix? No, he has not. So it looks like Lando Norris might further extend his championship lead over his teammate here. But yeah, these tyres are absolutely shot. The engine's basically gone as well there. You can see the gearbox up to 70% where the control electronics not far behind, as well as the MG UK. So it might be serving some grid penalties next weekend when we head to the Styrian Mountains and the Austrian Grand Prix here. But rounding the final couple of corners of the French Grand Prix, it was a race that, I'll be honest, I really thought we could have had an outside shot of winning this one just on the alternate strategy here. But it hasn't happened today. All it goes to show is just how much more work we got to do. But we got some big upgrades in the works. Hamilton takes fastest lap right at the end there in what is a typical power move from the Mercedes. And we've been an idiot and completely thrown away P5. I cannot believe I've just done that in the final corners of the final corner there.
That's the end of the race. We'll see you in Parc Fermé.
Another superb French Grand Prix comes to an end, and it's a thoroughly deserved victory. Anthony Davidson, a resounding victory today. What set them apart from the rest?
I think that smart tyre management on track and very smooth driving definitely assisted in their victory today. That combination meant they got the absolute maximum out of their tyres at all times.
And I can see the drivers starting to approach the podium for the victory celebrations. A real team victory today. Everybody played their part. Congratulations then to Mercedes, your race winners today. So then, it's time to see how this result affects the Drivers' Championship. It's a good result for Lando Norris, who moves further ahead at the top of the table. After an incredible day of racing, who was your driver of the day, Ant?
Let's give it to Esteban Ocon. That was a commanding performance today. Very impressive indeed.
Let's move on to the Constructors. No change in the top spot, but with today's points, their hold on the lead is getting weaker. And with that, we wrap up another weekend of motorsport. But with more races lined up, be sure to join us when we come back with more Formula One.
Well, there we are then, guys. That is the end of the French Grand Prix there. But Lewis Hamilton takes home another race victory there. Didn't get pole position, sorry. Even that's Daniel Ricciardo there. Fastest lap race victory, though. Netted himself the full 26 points. And boy, do I hope, if we lose out to someone by 2 points at the end of the year, I have got no one but myself to blame there. Lando P2 ahead of Daniel Ricciardo there. Leclerc and Tsunoda round out your top 5. That penalty in the end didn't technically cost us anything, but yeah, we should have been 5th at the end of the Grand Prix there. But we do actually stay level with Racing Point at the end. Oh, sorry, Red Bull even at the end of the weekend there. We come 6th. Verstappen, Perez, Button and Esteban Ocon round out your top 10 there. And Lance Stroll down in the 11th place there. Clearly didn't make the one-stop work at the end of the day. Gasly, Nikita Mazepin, Latifi, Zhou, Giovinazzi, Schwartzman, Lundgaard, Schumacher, and then Bottas a lap down there ahead of Sainz and George Russell there. Bottas on a 3-stop strategy, so we had the race from hell this weekend. That does mean Drivers' Championship-wise, though, Hamilton jumps Leclerc, 1 point now behind Daniel Ricciardo there, who is 19 behind his teammate Lando Norris at this early stage of the year. Perez gets the jump on that. Stroll further down the order. Will still 6th. Jensen still 9th. Giovinazzi gets the jump on Schumacher on countback as well there. And constructors-wise, still 11 ahead of Red Bull. Still a little way behind Ferrari as well at this stage of the year there. Mercedes have taken some points out of McLaren, though. 42 now the gap at the top after this weekend. But thank you all so much for watching this video. If you have enjoyed, do make sure to leave a like. Get yourself subscribed as well. And yeah, we'll be back very, very soon. We're around 7 of the year. We head to Austria. You guys do not want to miss it. A massive thank you for the continued support from all our channel members. If you want to be featured in these end clips, make sure you click the join button down below. But yeah, once again, a massive thank you to the Travesty, Patrick, Chuan, David, Ben, Aiden, F. Stathios, Cato, Sean, Johnny, McBlam, and Mighty Spork for becoming channel members. The support is really, really appreciated.